Kisa. Man, when nigga gonna learn? When and we're gonna learn? So we all hear about today. I know I'm late about my story and my 2 cents. But I just have to come and say my 2 cents. Shannon Sharp, who before the whole situation was talking about how cheap he is, how conservative he is with money. But we came to find out that when it comes to the women, he's very frivolous with women. When it comes to his daughter, not so much. But when it comes to those white women, and then he always talking about, man, it's not like this, man. It's just and we don't see it like that. Remember what Monique said? Get your old ass, get your old woman to like. Now, at first he was start doing too. He was dating Eddie Murphy ex-wife. He was dating couple sisters, and then now when he started feeling himself, he got him more shows on ESPN. Now he's really going back after those young, not just white women, but young white women. And guess what? You F4 and you find out. So what happened is after the whole situation happened, he got suspended. He said he wasn't gonna settle. Now, I don't know who's in ESPN told him go ahead and get this shit done so we can give you the news. And I think he settled with, I don't know if there's a reason he settled, but he decided to settle with the lady instead of going to court. Some people say, well, it's because the story that could have come out looking more raunchier, making him, even though he's not guilty, but making him look more obnoxious because of sexual act he probably do with this young lady, or allowed the young lady to do her. He doesn't want people to look at him like side eyes, like they was looking at Didi about the whole sperm on his bosom. You know what I mean? There's certain sexual position you do as a black man. You know what I mean? People are gonna look your side eyes and shit like that, right? So he decides to settle, and then thought maybe but things didn't work out like that, right? Things didn't work out like that. What happened was ESPN decided to fire him publicly. ESPN decided to fire him publicly, and now the only thing he got going on his podcast. Now his podcast was in a chance of renew, and you know how that shit is, and around here is what you call it again, domino effect. Once one company fire you, the other ones take follow suit, right? So now ESPN fire him. Do you think like the production company that he was gonna renew a contract with for $100 million? Do you think they're gonna renew? Or if the show is still doing well, do you know now they're gonna be like lowball him, instead of giving him $100 million, maybe they're only gonna give him 50. And he should just take 50. At least you still get it paid, because according to some outlet, which is not legit, it's just as alleged, he actually possibly giving that young lady $23 million. Because remember, before she went public, they offered 10. Then she went public and asked for 50. So you gotta understand that they probably settle in the middle. I give you 10, you want 50. So let's settle in the 20 and call it all day, and maybe 20 in between 23. And that's why she was about to retire. And I think that she was going for a good number where, you know what I mean, when you don't have money, those lawyers like Tony Buzz, what they do is they do like a 40-60, right? Where you get 60, but they'll take almost 40% because you didn't give them money up front. So you're not getting paid by the hour. They're getting a percentages, and those really percentages is up to 40. Trust me, I get car accident before. When you don't have money and you hire those lawyers, those for-profit lawyers, that's pretty much what they are, for-profit. You don't have money up front. If you lose, they don't have to pay them. But what they usually do is when you settle, they're gonna upcharge you for a little thing, for paying for hourly, and usually all those costs usually come up almost to 50% of the of whatever settlement is. So I'm sure she had to settle a number where she can still live good. If it's like 23, maybe she'll keep 13, and 20 bucks get 10, and I'm sure after taxes for each, probably left with what, 8. That's what it is. Trust me. People asking for a lot of number, It's because the more money you ask, the more taxes you gotta pay. So if it's 23, they split it in 40-60, you're down with 13. After taxes, it's 50% taxes. I'm sure she's not a smart person. She don't know how to do write-off. I'm sure they're probably gonna be left with 13 million, maybe 8 million after taxes. So it's still a good amount of money, but I digress about that. It just came to show you, man, you gotta be careful. It's sorry for Shannon Sharp. Not only she gotta settle, pay out 23 million, but now she's out of job at ESPN. But it is what it is, though, guys. Let me know what you think about that. If you're first time to my channel, thank you so much for watching. I'll see you in the next one, guys. Deuces.